Tukon Wangchu, Mark Anthony P. Gasti. I am a graduate of Bachelor of Industrial Technology, major in Food Technology 2015, Diploma in Teaching 2017 at Iloilo Science and Technology University, Miaco Campus. I am a lab passer of September 2017 with SLRTC and Gurong Pinoy as my review center. Currently, I am a foreign language teacher at sa Pitungsong School, Naonsi, Tamarat, Thailand. I have been teaching here since 2018. Now, my positive experience with SLRTC Gurong Pinoy is during that time, I need to be out of my classes because I have a sick mom and a sick dad, which were admitted at Double Doctors Hospital, so I need to travel back and forth. Now, Mame and Sir Ram, they will be sending me review materials, video clips, or any related articles which will help me in my review. They will also teach me and pray for me that I will be going to ace my lab examinations. Now, they're really committed to their advocacy, which is to help all aspiring educators to fulfill their dreams of becoming a licensed professional teacher. Their compassion to prepare you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically is beyond words. SLRTC Gurong Pinoy is the right choice for you to ace your lab examination. Subscribe, Gurong Pinoy. Kapag ka.
Sawadika Tukun. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Junilin Lu F. Palma from the Philippines, but currently I am living and working here or teaching here in Thailand since 2018. My course is Bachelor of Science in Industrial Education 2017 in Iloilo Science and Technology University. Teaching is my first love career. That's why I'm very passionate about it. Well, that's not only reason why I pursue teaching, but also I find it challenging and fun. Also, I love traveling so much. That's why currently I am teaching English as a foreign language here in Thailand. I am a lab passer September 2017 with SLRTC family. As my review center, I am very happy that I choose the right center. Their main focus is to achieve your goal, which is to be a teacher. They help us to prepare for lab, and I am thankful for all the ideas they give me, the techniques in answering for exam, and for all the things that they taught me. I have learned so much from them. Also, the advices about relaxing and keeping myself calm at the exam. It really works. That's it, and I'm looking forward to see you and be a part of SLRTC family. Thank you. Kapag ka.
In life, people may come and go. Some will be remembered, and sadly, some will be forgotten. But one thing is for sure. I will never forget Study Review and Tutorial Center, especially the founders of the said Review and Tutorial Center, Teacher Mac and Teacher Ram. Good day, everybody. This is Devin Lester Ibanez, a licensed professional teacher, a proud member of SLRTC, and a proud SLR teacher. Way back 2017, as an elementary education graduate, one of the main challenges we had faced was the licensure examination for teacher. This exam will submit and validate your 4-year training and learning as a teacher to be licensed and be able to land a job in the field of teaching profession. The exam is nerve-wracking. Anxiety and many sleepless nights had been experienced. But because of SLRTC, the exam was like eating a piece of cake. I am a living testimony of how effective and accurate the Review Center's strategy and techniques in beating the LET. So if you want to be a certified And a licensed teacher, make sure to be a certified SLR first. Good day, and see you in the field of teaching profession soon. Bye. Wish you all the best.
Hello everyone! I am Iros Balaño, a graduate of Bachelor of Elementary Education, and I took the LAT class September 2017. And yes, I am now an LPT, and that's all thanks to the great help and contribution of Gurong Pinoy in my journey. Yes, mga best! I chose Gurong Pinoy as my review center kasi dito ko talaga nakita at na-feel mismo na you are not just treated as a mere student, but you are really treated as part of the family where the love is there, the care is there, and you are the main priority talaga. The management, the professors, and the teachers are very professional, very dynamic, and well esteemed. I really learned a lot from the review center and during my review. Kasi po, na-refresh talaga yung mga learnings ko all throughout my educational journey at malaki talaga ang tulong during the actual board exam. Lumalabas po talaga yung mga tinuturo nila dito. So, to all the letters out there, just keep on pushing, just keep on believing, and keep the faith burning. I am now currently waiting for public employment, hopefully, of DepEd. So, God bless everyone!
I'm a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. I'm currently teaching in Licol Montessori of Don Bosco here in Tigawang, Iloilo. And the review center that helped me a lot throughout my LAT journey is Study Link Review and Tutorial Center. I can say that choosing a review center requires a lot of careful thought since it is every taker's goal to pass the exam. And I did the right choice by choosing SLRTC. First, because they provided us with promising lecturers from different famous universities here in Iloilo. All the lecturers were amazing. They made us feel less pressured because they made the atmosphere educational and fun. And their teaching techniques was easy to keep in mind and very smooth. Secondly, Study Link Review Tutorial Center provided us with volume of lecture notes which developed our critical and analytical thinking skills, especially in ProfEd, because all the questions in professional education are situational and the answers were very tricky. And lastly, the review staffs were very accommodating. They addressed all our concerns and queries promptly, and they made us feel motivated. So I think it is a good choice to choose SLRTC as your review center in the future, especially now that they are willing to adopt the new normal. I think all the new enrollees will enjoy the quality review that the study gives. So kudos to Team SLRTC.
أجهزة إلكترونية أخرى يرجى إبلاغ أحد ملاحي المقصورة.
Soy Jesus Santal, and I am a graduate of Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English from Worcester State University, La Paz, Iloilo City. I took the licensure examination for teachers in 2018 and became a licensed professional teacher with the help and effort of Study Link and Gurong Pinoy.
Llevo 2 años trabajando como auxiliar de conversación en un colegio en el sur de Madrid y he estado en más de 10 ciudades españolas distintas.
really like to say outside. So, and especially the key.
Hello, Las Villas. We're live from Valencia. Yes, and here are your hosts for this program.
Okay, normal concern could be this more like statutory control. Yeah.
My first encounter with the SLRTC family was unplanned, but rather wholesome. I was selected to be one of the participants for the quiz bay on the orientation day, representing WVSU main campus. So that's how my SLRTC star began. My review days went great and effectively. Though I missed several classes where I need to go to Manila to process my visa, Ma'am Meg and Sir Ram would still hand me over the materials to assure that I won't lose track of the review timeline. The entire review days didn't only involve lectures and exams, but there were also days when we tend to enjoy ourselves with the company of our newly formed friends from different colleges and universities. One of those days was the acquaintance party when I got selected to represent my class, the Team Piaget, for a pageant in which I won Best in Talent and the second runner-up. The full support of my team were overwhelming, from making my gown out of recycled materials to the date of the pageant itself, made me face one of my worst fears in life, which is stage fright. My favorite ones were predominantly those days when we have guest teachers in the center who are fun and humorous, since they would reduce the existing tension within ourselves and in class as well. Studying and Gurong Pinoy enabled and draw out the best of my capacity. I know that the pressure is indeed mounting as you edge closer to the licensure exam, but as long as you are with their care, the ideas and learning will flow in naturally. Couple it with faith and determination, and surely you will grasp success. Thank you, SLRTC and Gurong Pinoy, and may God bless you all, aspiring teachers. Adios, y hasta luego.
All right, and we are live for yet another edition of our GenEd and ProfEd discussion. All exclusive materials, of course, would go straight to our growers. Meron pang mga humabol today, no, to become members of Grow. I have just approved 2 other members. So again, if you are still not members of Grow, Grow is Gurong Pinoy Review Online Workgroup. This is our exclusive FB group where I send all the exclusive materials, all the materials that I'm discussing here in our live stream, and even some materials that we already have in our test banks for the many years that we have been handling the lab. Okay, so the materials that I am teaching you in our live stream is actually coming from this book right here. So this is our letreviewer, most updated review materials, the actual let sets. This is a compilation of the actual let sets from all previous let that we have. Okay, so all the questions that I'm discussing are coming from here. Okay, so again, the exclusive materials go straight to our growers, to the members of Grow. If you are still not member of Grow, very cheap still. Until the end of this month, the payment is just 250 pesos. That's Palawan, Cebuana, ML. The name is there, address and phone number is there. Again, I've been telling you, right after you pay, or if you ask someone to pay it for you, just make sure that you send us the receipt through our Facebook page, official Facebook page, Gurong Pinoy. Just find the logo that we have here, because there are many pages with the same names. but ours is the one with the 5 stars, and it says the location is in Iloilo City because we used to have our review center, which was called Study Link Review and Tutorial Center in Iloilo City. Okay, so don't forget to send us your receipt because we are not receiving your money and we're not receiving your notification. The name there is the name of my sister-in-law. Okay, but I am the one adding you to Grow, so make sure that you send me your receipt through, again, Gurong Pinoy Facebook page. Now, if it is difficult for you to send us your payment through Palawan, Cebuan, and ML, you can also send it through Super Chat here or Super Sticker. For example, si Ma'am Juvelin Cabalquinto today, she sent her payment for Grow. Okay, so you can also do it here through our live streams. All right, now, again, we are still in the month of July. Today is July 25th. And again, our schedule for this month would still be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 7 p.m. Okay, so today is Saturday. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in South Carolina, USA. Good morning sa lahat ng dyan sa mga Pilipinas. Good evening po sa iba-ibang bahagi ng mundo. I know that we have some growers who are from the other parts of the world. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. So again, the next time that we see each other will be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Okay, that's until the end of July. Now again, please make sure that you become members of Grow before the month ends because we are going to be increasing the price next month. Now, some of you are asking, others are asking, the 250 po ba would be only for the month of July or for the month of August? Hindi po. 250 would be until you take the LET. Okay? Hanggang pag-take po ninyo ng LET. Bank transfer, I'm sorry, Ma'am Nenedal Lalyare, wala po tayong bank transfer. So what you can do po is to pay through Super Chat, Super Sticker here. Kung nakikita niyo po yung $sign dyan po, pwede niyo po yung i-click. Pagkatapos, mag-send lang po kayo ng pera. Alright? Now, we go straight to our discussion today. So again, that's still GenEd 15 items and ProfEd 15 items. We start with question number 1. Make sure that you answer in your notebook, okay? And you check your own work. All right, we proceed with question number 1. Okay, this is in the category of Filipino. Alin ang tamang babala sa pagtatapon ng basura? Alin ang tamang babala sa pagtatapon ng basura? Letter A, dito ang tambakan ng basura. Letter B, huwag magtapon ng basura dito. Letter C, huwag mag-ipon ng basura dito. Letter D, gamitin ang basurahan sa inyong bahay. Huwag dito. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 1? It's very easy. Sir Efren, good evening po. Welcome back. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 1? Question number 1. All right, a lot of you are answering with the letter B, or all of you are answering with the letter B. Tama kaya kayong lahat or mali kaya kayong lahat? Okay, now going back to our question. Sabi ng question natin dito, alin ang tamang babala? Babala, that means warning. Alin ang tamang babala sa pagtatapon ng basura? Dito ang tambakan ng basura, wala namang warning to. Huwag magtapon ng basura dito, huwag mag-ipon ng basura dito. Gamitin ang basurahan sa inyong bahay, huwag dito. The correct answer is letter B. Letter B is tama. Huwag magtapon ng basura dito. Good job. Okay, so karamihan sa inyo ay tama. Okay, now we go to question number 2. Sino ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas na nagbigay ng buhay sa wikang Filipino? Is it letter A, Jose P. Laurel? Letter B, Elpidio Quirino? Letter C, Corazon Aquino? Letter D, Manuel L. Quezon? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 2? All right, now all of you are answering with the letter D. Again, going back to our question, this is in the category of Filipino. Sino ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas na nagbigay ng buhay sa wikang Filipino? The correct answer, of course, would be letter D, Manuel L. Quezon. Okay, so tinaguri ang ama ng wikang Filipino. So you're all correct. The correct answer for number 2 is letter D, Manuel L. Quezon. Now, let's take a look at some other contributions of the rest of our choices here. For letter A, Jose P. Laurel, we know him to be the puppet president. He was the president during the Japanese occupation. Okay, so puppet president siya. So, naging presidente per se, okay? Because sunod-sunuran lamang siya sa kung anong sabihin sa kanya ng mga Japanese. Si dating Presidenting Elpidio Quirino, yung best contribution niya is the Social Security Commission, na ngayon nga itinatawag na nating Social Security System or SSS. Now, Corazon Aquino gave us RA 6657, which is the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law, na nagbigay nga sa atin ng Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Programs, okay, na paghati-hatiin yung mga lupa ng mga hasyendero dati, okay? But a lot of people would argue na hindi ito ginawa sa Hacienda Luisita na pagmamayari ng mga Aquino, okay? But the correct answer for number 2 is letter D, Manuel Quezon. Now, if you are part of GROW, I have already placed all the contributions of the rest of the presidents there, okay? So make sure that you try to check all the contents of GROW, because I have placed thousands of questions there and some other facts that are going to be helpful in your lab. All right, so again, for number 2, that is letter D, Manuel Luis Quezon. Now we go to number 3, still Filipino. Hindi nakayanan ng aking kaibigan ang kanyang masalimuot na buhay. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Is it letter A, mahirap, letter B, malabo, letter C, malungkot, or letter D, magulo? Sir Sunny Bukirin, good evening po. Kararating lang from work, habol po tayo. Number 3 pa lang po tayo for GenEd. Okay, medyo iba-iba na yung sagot ninyo for number 3. Alright, so again, going back to number 3, category Filipino, it says, hindi nakayanan ng aking kaibigan ang kanyang masalimuot na buhay. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng masalimuot? Is this mahirap, malabo, malungkot, magulo? Of course, when you say masalimuot, this means grabe ang iyong pinagdadaanan sa buhay. Okay? Hindi basta-basta pinagdadaanan mo sa buhay. This means letter D, magulo po. Hindi lamang mahirap, sobrang hirap, sobrang hirap, sobrang gulo. Okay, so letter D, magulo. Ang ibig sabihin ng masalimuot ay sobrang gulo ng iyong buhay. Alright, so hindi lamang maaaring, hindi lamang problema, marami kang trahedya sa buhay. Okay, so letter D is the correct answer. Now we go to number 4, still Filipino. Ang katumbas sa Filipino ng national identity ay letter A, pandaigdig na pagkilala. Letter B, pambayang pagkilala. Letter C, pambansang pagkakakilanlan. Or letter D, pambansang katanyagan. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 4? Okay, we're looking for katumbas sa Filipino ng terms na national identity. Anong ibig sabihin sa Filipino ng national identity? Still in the category of Filipino. Okay, now a lot of you are already sending your answers. For number 4, Letter A mo dito, pandaigdig na pagkilala. This means na international recognition. Letter B, pambayang pagkilala, national recognition. The correct answer here would be letter C. Pambansang pagkakakilanlan. Okay, pambansang pagkakakilanlan is national identity. Pambansang katanyagan, this means national popularity. Okay, so recognized ka, national recognition. Recognized ka nationally. But the correct answer for national identity is pambansang pagkakakilanlan. So again, the correct answer is letter C for number 4. Now we go to number 5, still Filipino. Nasa pantalan ang sasalubong sa presidente. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Is it letter A, airport, letter B, railroad, letter C, tabing dagat, or letter D, pier? Kapitana Norhana Ismael, good morning po, good evening. Maraming salamat sa paayuda. Salamat po, Ma'am Norhana. Good evening, Sir Nico Bonavente. Sa mga first-timers natin, good evening po. Hindi ko na nabalikan yung mga pangalan ng mga first-timers natin. Welcome po sa ating online classroom. Okay, now a lot of you are answering with the letter D. Ma'am Jeline May Catalunya. Good evening po. Okay, so again, the question is, nasa pantalan ang sasalubong sa presidente. Pantalan. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng pantalan? Is it airport, railroad, tabing dagat, o pier? Now, even if we're looking for the correct meaning for pantalan, meron din tayong ditong isa pang hint, no? Sasalubong. So, ibig sabihin, this is a place where a place that people use for transportation. Okay, so the correct answer here would be letter D, pier. Hindi lamang tabing dagat, pero pier. Lugar kung saan merong maraming sinasalubong, no? Merong mga dumarating. So the correct answer is letter D po, pier for number 5. All right, now we go to number 6. This is science. Number 6, food remnants, plants, and other animal wastes should be separated in waste disposal since, letter A, they hardly decay. Letter B, they invite flies. Letter C, they can be converted to organic fertilizers. Or letter D, they are easy prey to rodents. What do you think is the correct answer for number 6? Ma'am Janice Denzon, first timer. Good evening po. Hina ng signal. Sana ay gumanda na yung signal ni Kapitana Norhana. Ma'am Joy Dairet, thank you so much po sa iyong ayuda. Okay? Thank you so much, Chairman Joy Dairet, sa iyong paayuda. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 6? Again, this is in the category of science. Good evening sa ating muse na si Ma'am Rafaela. Na-late ikaw, ma'am. Ano na nangyari sa ating escort? Ma'am Jacqueline Moralde, first time po ba? Okay, so again, your question number 6 is in the category of science, food remnants, plants, and other animal waste should be separated in waste disposal since, is it letter A, they hardly decay, letter B, they invite flies, letter C, they can be converted to organic fertilizers, or letter D, they are easy prey to rodents. The correct answer, of course, would be letter C, they can be converted to organic fertilizers. Okay, so alam natin na itong mga nabubulok nating mga wastes ay pwede nating gamitin as organic fertilizers. Pwede silang pataba. Now, I'd like to just stress the importance of the term organic here. Sa atin pong pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay, usually, no, if we hear the term organic, we think of the term natural. Okay, so yung pumapasok sa isip natin, pag sinabi nating organic, that means hindi siya artificial, hindi siya synthetic, it is natural. But in science po, Pag nakita niyong organic, this is also one common question in the LET. For example, if the LET would ask you which among the following compounds is organic, and the LET would give you the different chemical formulas of your compound in science, specifically in chemistry. When you say organic, this means it contains the element carbon. Okay? So pag may carbon po sa science, that means it is organic. Okay? So organic nga naman itong ating food, plants, and animals because your living things are made of biomolecules that are organic. So fats, proteins, lahat ng mga nakikita sa ating katawan ay organic. Alright? But then again, stress ko lang, when you say organic in science, this means it contains the element carbon. Alright? Now we go to number 7. This is still science. Tomatoes come in abundance at certain times of the year. How can the supply be assured? Is it letter A, plant during rainy season? Letter B, avoid using tomatoes. Letter C, use substitutes for tomatoes. Or letter D, encourage preservation of tomatoes. What do you think is the correct answer for question number 7? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 7? Ma'am Saina Hemplo, good evening po. Yes, balikan nyo na lamang po kung meron po kayong ginagawa right now. Sir Nap, na nagpalit ng profile pic. Good evening. Ma'am Priscilla, medyo na late din. Good evening po. Ma'am Jacqueline Moralde from Hong Kong, good evening. Ma'am Manida, good evening po. Sir Nap, maraming salamat. Sir Nap said, done liking this video. Yes, for the rest of you, please do like our video. I-like nyo po muna yung video. Thank you so much, Sir Nap, for reminding all of us. Again, please do like our video. Okay, so number 7, a lot of you are answering with the letter D. So again, going back to our question, tomatoes come in abundance at certain times of the year. So this means meron lamang season ng ating tomato. How can the supply be assured? And the correct answer, of course, would be letter D. Encourage preservation of tomatoes. Kaya nakalata na yung ating mga tomatoes. No? Pag pumunta kayo sa supermarket, pag pumunta kayo sa mall, meron na kayong mabibili na tomato juice, or tomato soup, tomato sauce. Okay, so nakalata na sila, nakapreserve na. All right, so that's number 7, letter D. Now we go to number 8. Okay, this is in the category of English. There was a tourism promo. All students bought tickets for the trip. The promotion was letter A, done systematically. Letter B, understood and accepted. Letter C, motivated well and is costly. Or letter D, educational and affordable. Watching from Marikina City, Ma'am Rafaela Joy Fajardo. Good evening po sa lahat ng mga taga-PLM. Pamantasan ng lungsod ng Marikina. Tama na ako, di ba? Good evening from Dumingag, Zamboanga del Sur. Coming from Ma'am Michelle Emimensi. Good day sa lahat, sabi ni Ma'am Marites de los Reyes. All right, now so many of you are answering with the letter D. Halos lahat, letter D. Okay, so again, going back to our question here. There was a tourism promo. All students bought tickets for the trip. The promotion was... Okay, so now, marami kayong tips dito, no? So, unang-unang tip, lahat ng mga students. Okay, so ito yung mga tips nyo dito. And the correct answer here, of course, would be letter D, educational and affordable. Bakit ito yung tamang sugot? Educational, because of course, our hint there, one of the hints is that mga estudyante yung mga bumili. at affordable dahil lahat ng mga estudyante ay bumili. That means hindi siya mahal. Okay? So it is for the students, and of course, it is not expensive. That's why all of them were able to buy the ticket. Okay? So number 8, that's letter D. Tama po yan. Okay, now we go to number 9. The virus love bug is a recent technological element spread by, is it letter A, computer, letter B, the internet, letter C, radio, or letter D, TV? Watching from Tanawan City, Batangas, Sir Jeffrey Arida. Good evening po. All right, what do you think is the correct answer for number 9? Wala yata yung dalawang Miguel natin, si Congressman at si Governor Miguel, absent today. Okay, now again, for question number 9, it says, the virus love bug is a recent technological element spread by letter A, computer, letter B, the internet, letter C, radio, or letter D, TV. Okay, the correct answer that we have here is letter B, the internet. Okay, so sa pamamagitan po kasi siya ng email. All right, let's take a look at some of the facts that we have here. I love you, sometimes referred to as love bug, or love letter for you, is a computer worm that infected over 10 million Windows personal computers on and after 4th of May 2000 when it started spreading as an email message. Okay, so email message po siya, kaya our answer is through the internet dahil hindi naman tayo makakapag-email pag wala tayong internet. With the subject line, I love you. Now, very interesting about this virus is that it was created by Filipinos. Okay, so the creator was actually Onel de Guzman, and he claimed that he had initially developed it to steal internet access passwords because he could not afford to pay for internet access. Okay, now there is another friend, Rionel Ramones, and both of them were detained but were released because of the lack of law. Dahil wala pang law before, dahil nga bago itong klase ng kaso na ito in the year 2000. So because of this, RA number 8792, otherwise known as the e-commerce law, was enacted in July 2000, just 2 months after the worm outbreak. In 2012, the Smithsonian Institution named I Love You or Love Bug the 10th most virulent computer virus in history. Okay, so napaka-virulent niya. Ang dami niyang na-infect. Okay, so ang dami niyang na-infect. All right, so the correct answer again is number 9, letter B. Okay, so number 9, letter B. Please take note of the names of the people who were involved here. Baka lumabas sa let nyo. RA8792, lahat ng yan, i-take note nyo. Okay, now we go to number 10. Number 10. A man was imprisoned for 10 years. Now, after 5 years, he was found innocent. What can this man demand? Is it letter A, compensation for the years under detention, letter B, punishment of the arresting officers, letter C, retaliation against the accusers, or letter D, sanction against the judge? What do you think is the correct answer for number 10? This is social studies or social science. Ma'am Teresa Lada, okay lang po yan, habol po tayo. Okay, we're at number 10 for GenEd. Okay, now again for number 10, this is in the category of social studies. Sabi, may isang tao na imprisoned siya, nahatulan siya for 10 years. Pero after 5 years ng pagkakakulong, he was found to be innocent. What can this man demand? Anong po pwede niyang i-demand sa 5 taon na nasa kulungan siya dahil nga he was wrongfully accused? Now, the correct answer here is letter A, compensation for the years under detention. Okay, so compensation for the years under detention, that's letter A po. The correct answer for number 10, again, po pwede siyang mag-demand ng pera, bayad, dahil sa pagka-detain niya for 5 years na hindi naman siya yung gumawa ng krimen. Now, the highest paid na compensation for wrongful accusation or wrongful detention in the US was the one that's paid for Central Park 5. In 2014, the city of New York awarded 5 men $41 million for wrongfully imprisoning the Central Park 5 in the beating and rape of a female jogger in Central Park in New York. The case involved 5 Black and Latino teenagers from Harlem and a white victim in 1989, okay? Because they all believed that it were these 5 men who did the crime, okay? Dahil nga may racial prejudice, dahil itim sila, may kulay sila, ay sila kaagad yung kinulong, tinorture sila para ano tawag dito? Para sabihin nila na sila yung gumawa ng kaso, but in effect, because of this, because they were wrongfully accused, they were paid 41 million. If you have Netflix, then you can watch the special on Central Park 5, okay? That's $41 million because of their wrongful detention, wrongfully accused sila. All right, so again for number 10, that's letter A. Now we go to number 11. Since the Philippines is a republic, it elects its president directly. What is the smallest electoral unit of the government? This is still in social studies. Is it letter A, electoral tribunal, letter B, election precinct, letter C, COMELEC, or letter D, representative district? Ma'am Priscilla Llamas, shout out from Pangasinan. Good evening, Ma'am Jovelyn Gomora, na late. Kakatapos lamang mag-grocery. Habol po. Sir Dempster Karampatana, habol po. Greetings from the city of Pines, from Sir Efren Martin Esteban. Wala si Ma'am Annalisa de la Cruz ngayon. Good evening, Ma'am Hie. Hi. Hi or yes, Samporna. Late galing trabaho. Okay lang po yan. Okay, now again, number 11 is in the category of social science. Since the Philippines is a republic, it elects its president directly. What is the smallest electoral unit of the government? Is it letter A, electoral tribunal, letter B, election precinct, letter C, COMELEC, or letter D, representative district? Ano ba yung pinaka-maliit na electoral unit natin? The correct answer here, of course, would be letter B. Letter B po ang tamang sagot, election precinct. Ito yung hinahanap ninyo kapag oras na ng botohan. Okay, so tinitingnan nyo kung nasaang election precinct kayo. Okay, so letter B, that's election precinct. That's the correct answer. Okay, now we go to number 12. Which of the following lines is an example of an iambic pentameter? And this, alas, is more than we would do. Letter B, her desk was red with hero's blood. Letter C, she loves the way I hold her hand. Or letter D, I will lament and cry. This is in the category of English. Greetings from the city of Free COVID, Kawayan City. from Sir Loreto. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 12? Okay, so iba-iba na yung sagot ninyo for number 12. May A, B, C, D na, kompleto na ang ating alpabeto. Late si Sir George Morla, habol po. Good evening. Okay, so nagkahalo-halo na for number 12. A, B, C, D na yung inyong mga sagot. Sabi ni Ma'am Caroline, sorry, never heard. Sir Nap, number 12A, guess lang. Good evening, watching from Palawan, Ma'am Mona Lisa Bacosa. Good evening po. First time po ba ni Ma'am Mona Lisa? Okay, number 12, hula-hula. Letter C. Sir Loreto ha. Everybody, tandaan yung sagot ni Sir Loreto. Letter C. A kasi may comma. Okay, so welcome po Ma'am Mona Lisa. First timer. Now nyo lang nakita. Okay, so again, number 12, which of the following lines is an example of an iambic pentameter? So this is in the category of English, specifically in literature or poetry. Okay, ano nga ba yung ibig sabihin ng iambic pentameter? Hindi natin alam yung tamang sagot dahil hindi natin alam yung meaning ng iambic pentameter. Now, puntahan natin yung ating slide. Now, a meter, tinatawag na meter dito, meter, pentameter, iambic siya. A meter in poetry is a rhythm of stressed and unstressed syllables arranged into feet. So that means sa ating poetry, isang stressed syllable at isang unstressed syllable or combinations of them, we'd call that a meter. And combinations of meters, you'd call that your feet. Okay, so pag sinabi mong feet, you have a lot of meters na. Now, there are 5 different types of meter here. The first one is iambic. Ito yung nasa question natin. So, pag sinabi mong iambic, meron kang dalawang syllables. Yung nauunang syllable is unstressed, walang diin. Ang second syllable is stressed. Now, when you say trocate naman, this is the opposite of iambic meter. Now, please take note of all of this. Lumalabas po silang lahat sa left. Okay, so iambic is unstressed, then stressed. Trocate is the opposite. So trocate naman, you have a stressed syllable followed by your unstressed syllable. Walang diin, pagkatapos ay may diin na syllable. Now, spondaic is stressed, stressed, unstressed. Anapestic mo naman, unstressed, unstressed, stressed. Then you have dactylic meter that's stressed, unstressed, unstressed. Okay, so yan po yung pagkakasunod ng mga syllables. It's either stressed or unstressed. So again, when you say iambic na nandyan nga sa ating question, it should be one unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Now, sabi ng ating question, iambic siya. So again, pag sinabi mong iambic, unstressed followed by a stressed syllable, and pentameter. Penta. Now, we know that in geometry, when you say pentameter, this means 5. So, dapat may 5 unstressed followed by stressed syllable ka. Okay? So, unstressed and stressed syllable, meron dapat tayong 5. And the correct answer here is letter A. Letter A po ang tamang sagot. And this, alas, is more than we would do. Nasaan dito yung ating iambic meters, iambic pentameter. And is unstressed. This is stressed. So, and this, isang meter po yan. Alas is not stressed. Las is stressed. Is not stressed, while more is stressed. So, that's 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 meters. Then we here is stressed. The then is not stressed. And would is not stressed, and then do is stressed. Okay, so again, when you say iambic, it is unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Okay, and meron tayong 5 dapat. So that's why we call it pentameter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you're reading this, and this, alas, is more than we would do. So again, when you say iambic, that means one unstressed followed by a stressed syllable. Now, alam kong na-stress kayong lahat, all right? But the correct answer here would be letter A for number 12. So again, it's okay. I know that many of you do not know this, especially if you are not an English major. But of course, the most important thing is that you've learned para sa susunod, pag nakita nyo ito, ay alam nyo na kung ano yung tamang sagot. Okay, so the correct answer again for number 12 is letter A. And this, alas, is more than we would do. That's an iambic pentameter. Now we go to number 13. Okay, category math, your favorite. If the area of one circle is twice that of the other circle, what is the ratio in percent of the smaller to the larger circle? 50%, 25%, 75%, 70%. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Watching from Montalban, Rizal, Ma'am Rachel Kalipdan. Good evening po. First-timer, Sir Mark Toledo. Welcome po. Good evening. Hello daw to Ma'am Angela Flores, kababayan ni Ma'am Eva Cuenca. Sabi ni Ma'am Grace, hello Ma'am Eva. From Bicol, Ma'am Rose Ann Etchage. Good evening po. Sabi ni Ma'am Faith Manaog, nagpalit pa siya. Sabi ko sa inyo, usually your first choice is the correct answer. So wag magpapalit pag walang reason. Kahit sa pag-ibig, kung wala kayong rason, wag niyo nang palitan. Stick to one. Sabi ni Sir Nap, A pala yung sagot niya sa number 12. Tama siya dahil mahaba yung sagot. Na-stress kayong lahat sa number 12. Ayan, math na. Kain tayo, sabi ni Ma'am Marites de los Reyes. Yes, lumabas yan sa board exam. Sabi ni Ma'am Jeline May Catalunya. Okay, may hugot pa, no? Dapat stick to one. Okay? Katulad sa pag-ibig, wag magpapalit kung walang rason. Okay? So, stick to one. All right, so again, going back to question number 13, this is in the category math. If the area of one circle is twice that of the other circle, what is the ratio in percent of the smaller to the larger circle? Okay, now the formula for the area of the circle is pi r squared. Okay, so pi r squared, of course, pi here has the value of 3.1416. It's never ending, but we usually just use 3.14. And r, of course, is radius. Okay, that's radius, that's half of your diameter. So, pi r squared, that's the formula for the area of the circle. Now, sabi dito, ang area ng isang circle mo is twice that of the other circle. So, we just assign values. For example, the first area, the area of your bigger circle is 20 squared centimeters. Now, the area of your second circle is 10 squared centimeters. Okay, example lang po ito. Nagbigay lang tayo ng value. Dahil sabi ng ating question, the first circle or one circle is twice that of the other circle. The area of the first circle is twice that of the other circle. Now, going back to your question, what is the ratio in percent of the smaller to the larger circle? Now, if you are going to compare this, yung binigay nga nating value, we are comparing 10 squared centimeters to your 20 square centimeters. And of course, we know that the correct answer would be letter A, 50%. 50%. Okay, so again, letter A, the correct answer, that's 50%. Dahil sabi niya, what is the ratio in percent of the smaller to the larger circle? If twice yung area ng isa, of course, we know that letter A, it's 50%. That's the correct answer. All right, now we go to 14. Still math. 4 mangoes cost 29 pesos. How much will 2.5 dozen mangoes cost? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 14? That's still math. From Sipalay City, Negros, Ma'am April Tejamo, first time. Good evening po. From Davao del Norte, Ma'am Buena Fe. Hi to all Bisaya. From Butuan, Ma'am Arlene Aligado. Sir Mark Toledo from Iloilo, Akon Kasimanwa. Okay, now what do you think is the correct answer for 14? A lot of you are answering with the letter D. Okay, let's go back to our question. Sabi ng question mo, 4 na mangga would cost 29 pesos. How much will 2.5 dozen mangoes cost? Now, of course, unang-una muna ay kukunin natin yung presyo ng isang mangga. Okay, so ang hint natin dito for the first sentence is that 4 na mangga, 4 mangoes cost 29 pesos. Okay, so what we do is we divide 29 by 4. Okay, so 29 pesos divided by 4 para makuha natin ang presyo per unit. Okay, ang presyo per mangga. So 29 divided by 4, that give us 7.25 per mangga. Okay, napakamahal. 7.25 pesos per mango. Okay, now the question is how much will 2.5 dozen mangoes cost? Okay, so magkano pag meron kang bibilhin na 2.5 dozens? Now we know that when you say dozen, this means 12. Okay, so isang dosena merong 12 pieces. So when you say 2.5, that's 12 for 1 dozen, another 12 because we have 2 dozens, and half, of course, half ng 12, that's 6. So when you say 2.5 dozens, that means we have 30 mangoes in total. Okay? So 30 mangoes in total. So that means para makuha natin ang sagot, we are going to multiply 7.25 na cost per unit by 30 mangoes that we are going to buy. Okay, so 7.25 multiplied by 30, that gives us the answer of letter D, 217.50. So 217.50 is the correct answer. Okay, so tama po yung sagot nyo. That's letter D for number 14. Now we go to the last question. Last question for GenEd. All the seats in the bus are occupied and 6 people are standing. At the next bus stop, 13 people got off and 5 got in. How many seats were empty after this stop? Okay? This is still math, logic. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot for the last question in GenEd? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for the last question? Okay, so again, we are already at the last question for our GenEd. Okay, nasa last question na tayo for GenEd. All right, so again, the question is, all the seats in the bus are occupied, tapos merong 6 na nakatayo. Okay, so we have 6 people who are standing. The rest of the seats in the bus are occupied. Now, at the next stop, merong 13 na bumaba, pero may 5 na umakyat. So the question now is how many seats were empty after this stop. So again, we are first going to subtract muna, no? Titingnan muna natin kung ilan ba yung total ng seats na empty after this stop. Okay, so sabi sa ating question, may 13 na bumaba, pero may 5 na umakyat. So all in all, 8 lamang yung bumaba dahil minus na natin itong 5 umakyat. Okay, so the total number of vacant seats after this stop is 8. Now again, remember, meron tayong 6 na nakatayo. So ang 6 na yan ay uupo. So that would be 8 minus 6, and that gives us the correct answer, which is 2 vacant seats. Okay, so 2 vacant seats for number 15. All right, so number 15 po, letter A is the correct answer. So again, meron tayong 6 na nakatayo. Pagkalipat sa isang bus stop, 13 yung umupo. Okay? So dahil merong 13 hindi pala umupo, 13 yung bumaba. So dahil meron tayong 6 na nakatayo, pwedeng i-subtract mo na doon sa 13, meron ka pang natitirang 7 bakanting upuan. Tapos may 5 na umakyat. So 7 minus 5, that would be 2. Okay? So sinasabi ko nga sa inyo in math, you can kill the cat in several ways. Okay? So, maaaring iba yung naging process nyo, iba naging solution nyo, but importante is tama ang ating sagot. All right? Now, many of you are already sending your score. 14 out of 15. Very good. 13. 14. 14. 13. Okay, meron tayong mga naka-perfect. Ma'am Kazukari, Ma'am Maylene, Ma'am Christine. Okay, 13, 11. Oh, pinalitan pa ni Sir Mark. Sabi ko sa inyo, stick to 1 dapat. Kung walang reason, stick to 1 lang. 14, 13, 13, 14, 14. Okay, Sir Nap, ulitin na lang niya yung mga na-miss niya. Okay, na-late din si Ma'am Teresa. Ma'am Dulce, 15 out of 15. Ma'am Jeremy, 15. Okay? So, go lang ng go. Kung hindi kayo naka-perfect score ngayon, alam kong meron kayong chance na maka-perfect sa mga susunod nating live streams. Okay? So, again, that ends our GenEd today. Now, we are going to proceed to our ProfEd right after the break. Let's take a few minutes of break. Pwede po kayong pumunta muna sa restroom if you feel the need to do so. We'll be back at 8 p.m. Okay? Alas 8 po.
Hello everyone, my name is Shara Drebatir and I'm a graduate of Bachelor of Education with specialization in General Education in West Visayas State University, La Paz, Iloilo City. I took the licensure examination for teachers last 2018 and became a licensed professional teacher with the help of StudyLink and Gurong Pinoy. In omnibus amare et servire. That is the motto of our school, Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School, which means to love and serve in all things. In everything we do, we should give our best and offer it to the Lord. Preparing the licensure examination for teachers is not easy, but loving and enjoying the process and offering your all to the Lord, everything is possible. My experience with SLRTC and Gurong Pinoy was really fun and unpredictable.
I was looking for a best yet affordable review center that time, and luckily I came across with their Facebook page, and I inquired for their review offerings. But because God wants to add flavor to my first encounter with SLRTC and Gurong Pinoy, I was chosen to be the representative of Wibsumain for SLRTC Battle of the Brains on their orientation day, together with other aspiring teachers from different colleges and state universities. And with God's grace, we won. As time goes by, my review journey with SLRTC is getting tough, yet very promising. There were times that we undergone sleepless nights in reviewing to make sure that there is a follow-up when we are already at home. Every single class is worth to attend to. SLRTC and Gurong Pinoy made sure that they are giving the best lecturers and resource materials that we need in reaching our biggest goal, to be a licensed professional teacher. But our review days does not end in just lectures and discussions. SLRTC also made sure that we are having fun while reviewing. There were a lot of activities that gave us an opportunity to grow, learn, and have fun together with our new-formed friends in different schools. The strong spirit of collaboration of reviewees have seen in those activities as we help each other in reaching the goal. Sometimes, we were experiencing difficulty in review sessions, but Ma'am Mek and Sir Ram are really willing to help us. They make lessons easier and understandable for us using their different strategies and teaching methods. I can say that SLRTC does not only open our mind, but it also touches our heart and teaches us to be of hand to others. Because of the help and effort of SLRTC and Gurong Pinoy in helping us reach our goal, I am proud to say that I am already a fully pledged teacher, teaching at Ateneo de Iloilo Santa Maria Catholic School for 2 years, and Ma'am Mek was also a former Atenean teacher. My experiences with SLRTC and Gurong Pinoy gave me opportunities to grow and succeed to where I am right now. And once an SLRTian, will always be an SLRTian.
All right, now again going back no sa iba pang hindi members ng Grow, again for you to become part of Grow, Grow is our exclusive FB group. That's Gurong Pinoy Review Online Work Group. Again, if you are still not member of Grow, you only need to pay 250 pesos through Palawan, Cebuana, ML. The details are found at the beginning of this video. And if it's difficult for you to pay through them, then you can also send us your payment through Super Chat, Super Sticker dito nga po sa ating live stream. Now, I'd like to emphasize that 250 is one-time payment po until you take the LET. Again, one-time payment po yung 250. You don't need to pay every month, okay? Because some of you are misinterpreting it. Sabi ng iba, 250, is that for the month of August po ba? Okay, the month of July. Again, 250 po is one-time payment. That's until you take the LET. Okay, so yung LET po ninyo ay sa March pa. All right, so again, we have a lot of exclusive material sent in Grow, not only those things that I am discussing here, but also the stuff that we have already in our test bank since we have been handling the LET for several years already. Now, may question kanina, no? About sa ating major, a majorship po natin, of course, we are going to postpone that because your LET will be in March pa. So we've already informed discussants, ang mga professors natin for your majorship na i-postpone muna kasi nga malayo pa ang inyong let. Okay, so again, 250 is one-time payment for your let review. All right, now we proceed to your ProfEd. Make sure that you have your pen and notebook with you. We start with question number 1 for ProfEd. Okay, number 1, under the learning to do, which of the following instruments must be acquired so that a person can perform his work effectively? Is it letter A, competence, letter B, insight, letter C, compromise, or letter D, communication? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for question number 1, Prof Ed? Okay, maraming salamat Sir Nap for your positive feedback. Sabi ni Sir Nap, join na po kayo sa Grow Classmates. Mas okay dito compared sa kabila. Galing ni Ma'am Mek. Thank you po. At mura talaga, of course. Okay, so 250 lamang po ang ating payment until you take the let. Okay, now a lot of you are answering with the letter A. Going back to our question, under the learning to do, which of the following instruments must be acquired so that a person can perform his work effectively? Is it letter A, competence, letter B, insight, letter C, compromise, or letter D, communication? Now, if you haven't watched this video of ours yet, we have one video with this thumbnail that we have here. Okay, and it's titled Pillars of Education. I have discussed all the different pillars of education there. Now, let me give you a summary here. We have learning to know, learning to do, learning to be, learning to live together. So again, when you say learning to know, that is only based on the mental capacity of the person. Learning to do, that's according to the success of the person at work. Learning to be is how the person would acquire self-actualization, and learning to live together is having the tolerance and acceptance of people who are different from you. Okay, there is a fifth pillar. There's a fifth learning, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm pretty sure many of you have already watched the video. If you haven't watched this video yet, then make sure that you watch it. That's why I'm not going to give you the fifth pillar. Okay, so tingnan niyo po doon kung ano yung fifth pillar. Okay, so again, please go back to all our playlists, the playlist for GenEd, playlist for ProfEd, and playlist, of course, for all the live stream videos that we've already had. Now, going back to your question, sabi dito, learning to do. Okay, under the learning to do. So that means we're looking at some characteristics of a person that can help him become successful at work. Which of the following instruments must be acquired so that a person can perform his work effectively? Now, we know that to be letter A, competence. Okay, so dapat meron tayong competence para ma-promote tayo sa work, makapag-perform tayo na maigi sa work, and of course, para hindi tayo masisante sa ating trabaho. All right, so again, number 1, that's letter A, competence under the learning to do pillar. Okay, now we go to number 2. What do you think would be the action of a teacher who found out and has proven that his principal is involved in the malversation of funds of their school? Is it letter A, ignore what he has discovered? Letter B, circulate this issue and let it become a gossip? Letter C, present the charge to a competent authority? Letter D, malign him through an anonymous letter? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Ma'am Mary Ann Cabarles, again, for you to become a member of Grow, po pwede pong Cebuana, Palawan, or ML. Ang details po ay nasa beginning ng video ito. Po pwede nyo pong balikan later. You can also pay through Super Chat, Super Sticker dito po. So kung nakikita nyo po yung dollar sign na nandyan sa inyong chat box, po pwede din po ninyo yung pindutin at mag-send po kayo ng Super Sticker or Super Chat. Meron po siyang presyo. Okay, so po pwede pong mag-Super Chat kayo or Super Sticker worth 250. Okay, now karamihan sa inyo ay sumagot na for number 2. Okay, so sabi ng question number 2 mo, what do you think would be the action of a teacher who found out and has proven that his principal is involved in the malversation of funds of their school? Pag nalaman mo, natuklasan mo, at na-prove mo na yung principal nyo ay may ginagawa sa pondo ng inyong school, what should you do? Should you ignore it? Just ignore it? Ignore what he has discovered? Circulate this issue and let it become a gossip? I-chismis mo yung principal? Present the charge to a competent authority or malign him through an anonymous letter? Correct answer, of course, would be letter C. Present the charge to a competent authority. Now, if you haven't watched this video yet, kasama po yan sa ating Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Ito po yung thumbnail ng ating video on Code of Ethics. Meron din po yung sample questions. Kahit yung previous video na sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, na yung Pillars of Education na video, meron din po tayo dong mga sample questions about your topic. Okay, so again, make sure that you watch this video. A lot of our questions in ProfEd today are coming from the Code of Ethics. Okay, so again, for this one, your correct answer would be letter C, present the charge to a competent authority. Now we go to number 3. If a teacher is an advocate of the banking concept in education, he views a student as A, letter A, dormant account to be activated by the teacher, letter B, wobble account to be balanced by the teacher, letter C, clear account to be filled by the teacher, or letter D, all of the above. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for question number 3, Prof Ed? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for question number 3? All right, so again, sabi ng question number 3 mo, if a teacher is an advocate of the banking concept in education, he views a student as, okay, so he's using the banking concept. Hinihalin tulad niya yung kanyang estudyante sa bank accounts. Is it a dormant account? Dormant account meaning inactive account to be activated by the teacher. Wobble account, meaning a wobble, that means hindi siya stable. Wobble account to be balanced by the teacher. Letter C, clear account to be filled by the teacher. Or letter D, all of the above. The correct answer here would be, of course, all of the above. Okay, all of those are correct. Okay, so if you are thinking about the banking concept in education, you are likening your students with bank accounts. And sometimes you think na dormant siya, inactive siya. So dapat you should motivate your student to study and to learn. Wobble account siya, hindi siya stable. And so you should find ways and help your student become stable. Then of course, it is letter C, clear account to be filled by the teacher. Tama itong sinabi ni Sir Nap na tabula rasa siya, no? Tabula rasa. And that's according to John Locke. But of course, the correct answer is letter D dahil of course, tama naman lahat ng choices natin dito. Okay, so letter D, that's the correct answer for the first one. For number 3, I mean. Now we go to number 4. Teacher A is a neophyte teacher. One time, a mother of one of her students confronted and maligned her in front of her colleagues. How should teacher A react in this kind of situation? Letter A, walk away and ignore the mother. Letter B, answer back and malign her too. Letter C, allow the mother to keep maligning her until it's her turn to do the same. Letter D, wait until the emotions of the mother subsides and invite her to discuss a concern with the guidance counselor or principal. Okay, now going back to our question here, meron kang teacher A, si teacher A, neophyte teacher siya, bago siyang guro. So isang beses, yung isang nanay na kanyang estudyante ay kinumpranta siya at minura siya, no? Minalign siya in front of her colleagues. So how should teacher A react in this kind of situation? Sabi ng letter A mo, ay hayaan na lang, i-ignore at umalis. Letter B, answer back. So, makipag-sagutan siya. No? Dapat magsagutan sila. No? Malign her too. Letter C mo, allow the mother to keep maligning her, tapos maghintay until it is her turn to do the same. Okay? Or letter D, wait until the emotions of the mother subsides and invite the mother to discuss the concern with the principal or the guidance counselor. So, sinabi ko nga sa inyo, sabi ni Sir Nap, letter D, dahil yun ang mabait na teacher. Okay? So sabi ko nga sa inyo, sa LET, yung teacher nyo ay napaka-ideal, napakabuti, busilak si teacher. Okay? So wala siyang masamang tinapay at sobrang bait ni teacher. Okay? Sa LET. So that's the correct answer, letter D. But again, sabi ko nga sa inyo, this is just the ideal answer. This is the ideal teacher and this is the teacher that we're looking for in the LET. But of course, in reality, this is not what's happening. Okay? So, but in the LET, ito po yung tamang sagot. Tamang sagot would be letter D. Okay, now we go to number 5. Miss Castillo is always reminded by the principal that she has the foremost responsibility as a teacher. Given the following, which do you think is the main responsibility of Miss Castillo? Is it letter A, ask challenging questions? Letter B, share responsibilities in counseling? Letter C, inspire students with interesting lessons? Or letter D, guide the students in the learning process? Okay, so sabi ni Ma'am Christine, plastikan ang LET. Sabi naman ni Sir Loreto, huwag balahura sa pagsagot. Okay, so busilak nga si Ma'am. Sobrang bait ni Ma'am sa LET. But it is, of course, we know that it is not realistic. Ma'am Jenny Luge Mancao, first time po ba? Good evening po. Welcome. Okay, we are already at number 5. And many of you are answering with the letter D. So again, sabi ng kanyang principal, ni Miss Castillo, meron siyang foremost responsibility. Meron siyang pinakamalaking responsibility. Okay, responsibilidad. And that is what we are looking for. Is it just to ask challenging questions, to share your responsibilities in counseling, to inspire students with your interesting lessons, or is it letter D, to guide the students in the learning process? That's the correct answer. Okay, so yan po yung tamang sagot. Letter D, of course, that would already include all the rest of the things that we have here. Okay, so lahat ng ito ay included na, of course, sa ating choice D, to guide the students in the learning process, and that is correct. Okay, now we go to number 6, sorry. Which of the following would best describe the role of schools? To educate the citizens to change the society, to build the citizens into the society, to educate the citizens, or letter D, all of the above? Medyo madali yung ating ProfEd today. Okay, medyo common sense siya. Karamihan sa ating question is coming from the Code of Ethics. Okay. Now, going back for number 6 natin, which of the following would best describe the role of schools, educate the citizens to change the society, build the citizens into the society, educate the citizens? Of course, the correct answer here would be letter D, all of the above. Now, we know that the school and the society are in a cycle. Okay, cyclical po sila. So that means the school is influenced by our society. The society is also influenced by the schools. Okay, so letter D is the correct answer. We go to the next one, number 7. Okay, this is your situation here. During their class reunion, teacher Sonia learned that most of her classmates are successful in their fields. Also, she found out that most of them are wealthy because they have chosen a lucrative profession. Confronted with this situation, how should teacher Sonia react? Is it letter A, leave the event so she can avoid being asked about her profession? Letter B, don't answer their question concerning her profession. Letter C, say with pride that she is a teacher by profession. Letter D, hide from those who ask her about her profession. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for question number 7? Okay, so this is a very common question. And this is a very common situation. So, si Teacher Sonia ay pumunta sa kanilang class reunion. Now, of course, we know that Teacher Sonia is a teacher. She's working as a teacher. And alam niya na successful yung mga kaklase niya. And furthermore, alam niya na karamihan sa mga kaklase niya ay mayayaman dahil ang napili nilang profesyon ay mayamang profesyon, no? Maaring maging doktor sila, naging artista, okay, naging YouTube sensation, whatever. Okay, now, sabi dito, confronted with this situation, how should teacher Sonia react? Okay, so how will you do? Dahil dehadong-dehado si teacher Sonia. Dahil, of course, we know that being a teacher is not a lucrative profession. Hindi po tayo yayaman sa pagtuturo. What do you think is the correct answer? Letter A, uwi na lang si teacher Sonia para wala nang makakapagtanong sa kanya about sa kanyang trabaho. Letter B, wag niyong sagutin ang mga questions about sa kanyang trabaho. Letter C, say with pride. Okay, maging proud siya dahil guru siya. Or letter D, magtago siya sa mga taong nagtatanong about sa kanyang profession. Now, according to the Code of Ethics, of course, it's letter C. Say with pride that she is a teacher by profession. Kasama ito sa ating Code of Ethics. Sabi sa Code of Ethics, the teacher and the profession, the teacher should be proud, should have pride that he or she is a teacher. Okay, so number 7, of course, that's letter C. Okay, now we go to number 8. A teacher, being a trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation, is under obligation to, letter A, promote national pride, cultivate the love of country, and instill allegiance to the Constitution. Letter B, transmit to the learners our heritage and elevate national morality. Letter C, promote obedience to the laws of the state. Letter D, all of the above. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for question number 8? Okay, again, we're already at question number 8 for ProfEd. If you came in late, na make sure that you go back to the rest of the questions later. Balikan nyo na lamang po yung mga questions na na-miss nyo. Okay, number 8. A teacher is a trustee of the cultural and educational heritage. So, ano yung obligasyon natin bilang guro? Is it letter A, promote national pride and cultivate the love of country and instill allegiance to the Constitution? Now, another hint that I can give you when you are taking the LET is to complete reading all of the choices. Tapusin po ninyong basahin lahat ng choices dahil baka pag nakita nyong letter A ay tama, sagutan nyo kagad yung letter yung sagot nyo kagad ay letter A, hindi nyo binasa yung B or C or D, at yung B nyo pala ay tama din, yung C nyo pala yung tama din. And so the correct answer is letter D, all of the above. So again, sabi ko sa inyo, when you're taking the LET, kompletuhin yung basahin lahat ng choices. Wag po kayong magsa-stop dahil sa tingin nyo ay letter A tama na, ito na yung tamang sagot. Hindi nyo nakita yung letter B and C pala are both correct. And so the correct answer is letter D, not all of the above. Okay, so number 8, that's letter D, all of the above. Now we go to number 9. The main purpose of the compulsory study of the Constitution is to. Now, I think we've already had this question last time. Okay, so common question din ito sa LET. Nakita nyo na itong question na to, or there is a similar question before. Okay, so what do you think is the correct answer? What is the main purpose why we are teaching the Constitution to all students in the Philippines, especially in college? Is it to prepare students to become lawyers, to make the students become constitutional experts, to develop students into responsible thinking citizens, or letter D, to orient students with the historical development of the Constitution? Okay, now a lot of you are already answering. And the correct answer, of course, is letter C, develop students into responsible thinking citizens. Dahil alam natin, of course, that's the basic law. That's the law of the land. Your constitution is the law of the land. Okay, who is known as the father of the Philippine Constitution? Okay, sino nga ba yung father of Philippine Constitution? Okay, I will give that to you as your homework. Make sure that you know who the father of the Philippine Constitution is when we come back on Tuesday. All right, so number 9, that's letter C, develop students into responsible and thinking citizens. Now we go to number 10. The main contribution of the Arroyo administration in education is RA 9155, which renamed DEX to DepEd. Letter B started the National Scholarship Program. Letter C established the Study Now, Pay Later system. Or letter D conceptualized the K-12 educational program. Okay, what is the correct answer for number 10? Okay, now again, going back to number 10, the main contribution of the Arroyo administration in education is RA 9155. And RA 9155 is letter A, renamed DEX to DepEd. Okay, so pinalitan po yung pangalan ng DEX, which is Department of Education, Culture, and Sports, into DepEd, which is Department of Education. Now, meron ding common question sa LET. Okay, meron common question sa LET dito. So, nung pinalitan yung pangalan ng DEX into DepEd, alam natin na yung DEX is Department of Education, Culture, and Sports. So, pinalitan nga ito into DepEd ng RA 9155 mo. Now, anong nangyari sa Culture and Sports? Okay, that's a common question in the LET. What happened to Culture and Sports? What happened to Culture and Sports, which is parte ng DEX mo dati? Now, the correct answer here, ang culture mo ay napunta sa National Commission of Culture and the Arts. So, NCCA, National Commission of Culture and the Arts. Diyan napunta lahat ng parte ng culture na bahagi ng DEX dati. At yung sports naman, and the sports part, of course, ito ay napunta sa Philippine Sports Commission, okay, or PSC. So, nagkaroon na lamang ng DepEd, Department of Education na lang. Your culture went to PSC, Philippine Sports Commission. And of course, yung sports part, went to PSC, and the culture part went to NCCA, which is National Commission of Culture and the Arts. Okay, now, so again, the correct answer is letter A, renamed DEX to DepEd. For the rest of the things here, I will not be discussing them in details. I'd like you to please go back to this live stream kung saan nandyan na lahat ng mga RAs natin, nandyan yung mga educational foundations natin, religious foundations, philosophical foundations, and all historical foundations, and all the relevant educational laws. Okay, so balikan nyo po yung live stream natin. Okay, now we go to Number 11, education is a continuous process of experiencing and visiting or reorganizing experiences according to a progressivist. What does this mean? Education takes place anytime and anywhere. Education happens formally or informally. Education begins and ends in school, or letter D, education goes on throughout life. What do you think is the correct answer for number 11? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 11? Okay, tama nga si Sir Loreto, no? Madali yung ProfEd today. Even yung GenEd nyo madali today. Or I think mas nadadalian na kayo dahil nga paulit-ulit lang din at practice tayo ng practice. Okay, practice makes perfect. So sa mga katulad ni Sir Loreto na halos since the beginning of our live stream ay nandyan, alam ko mas madali na sa inyo. Okay, so again, 11, education is a continuous process of experiencing and visiting or reorganizing experiences. That's according to our progressivists. What does this mean? Is it letter A, education takes place anytime and anywhere? Education happens formally or informally? Education begins and ends in school. Education goes on throughout life. The correct answer, of course, is letter D. It goes on throughout life. It goes on throughout life. Okay, so education is continuous. Okay, goes on throughout life. Every day we learn. So that's the correct answer for number 11. Now we go to number 12. Oh, so Teacher Sonia na naman, nagbabalik. Teacher Sonia, a teacher for 32 years, refuses to attend seminars. She claims that her 32 years of teaching is more than all the seminars she is asked to attend. Are her actions and thinking in accordance with the Code of Ethics for professional teachers? So this again is another question from your Code of Ethics. Is it letter A? Yes, provided that she has an excellent performance rating. Letter B, no. Non-attendance to seminars will mean no increase in salary. Letter C, yes. She taught for 32 years and may have mastered the trade. Or letter D, no. A professional teacher, regardless of teaching experience, has to go through CPE, or continuous professional education. Okay, thank you, Ma'am Wenelin Sario. Sabi ni Ma'am Wenelin, nung una, super hirap sa ProfEd. Super nahirapan siya sa ProfEd. Inuulit-ulit lamang niya yung mga lectures natin, yung mga videos natin. Ngayon, madali na. You're welcome, Sir GJ Mortab. First time po ba ni Sir GJ? Welcome po. Okay, so again, going back to your question here, number 12, this is still Teacher Sonia. Nagbabalik si Teacher Sonia. Kanina, no, yung nag-attend siya ng reunion. And of course, she stated with pride that she's a teacher. This is another question with regards to the Code of Ethics. So, nasa 32 years of teaching na siya. Now, sabi ni Teacher Sonia, hindi ko na kailangang umattend pa ng CPD or CPE. Now, is this in accordance with the Code of Ethics for professional teachers? We know that this is not in accordance with your Code of Ethics. So, of course, we should just eliminate those with the yes na answer, dahil this is not in support to our Code of Ethics. Now, we check the choices with no. Sabi ng letter B mo, no, non-attendance to seminar should mean no increase in salary. Or no, a professional teacher, regardless of teaching experience, has to go through CPE. And the correct answer would be letter D. No, kahit na gaano pa kahaba ang iyong mga ang iyong teaching experience, kailangan mong mag-CPE. Mas kailangan mo pa nga mag-CPE, lalo na pag merong innovations, pag merong something that is new, then you have to learn it or you have to relearn it. Okay, so number 12, that's letter D. 13, the principal asks his good teachers to write a modular lesson in Filipino. Then, he had it published with his name printed as the author, which is unethical in this case. So, code of ethics pa rin po ito. He got the merit due to his teacher writers. He burdened the teachers with work not related to teaching. He wants the exclusive benefits of the royalty of the deals. Letter D, he had the modular lesson published when it was not worth publishing. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for 13? Code of ethics pa rin po ito. Thank you, Sir Jeffrey Arida, for your kind words. Okay ba? Umuhugot si Sir Efren ah. Sabi ni Sir Efren, ganun naman talaga. Pag lagi na natututunan mo ng tanggapin. Wow, nangangamoy perfect ba, Sir Loreto? Ma'am Liza Meneses, welcome back po. Oh, manglilibre daw Sir Loreto. Pag naka-perfect siya. Okay, now going back to your question here, question number 13. Again, this is still in the Code of Ethics. Meron kang principal. Sinabi ni principal, gumawa kayo ng modular lesson natin sa Filipino. Ngayon, no, yung DepEd, maraming pinagkaka-eksperimentuhan, no, kung ano yung magiging mode nila ng educating the kids, lalo nga dahil nga meron tayong pandemic, no? So merong mga gagamit ng radyo, merong mga nagre-record, merong nagzo-zoom, okay? Tinitingnan nila kung ano nga ba yung magiging effective na way teaching or marahil ay hybrid, no, blended instruction. Okay, so sabi dito, pinagawa niya ng modular lesson yung mga teachers niya. Then, pinublish ni sir, ni principal, yung modular lesson, nilagay niya yung name niya as the author. So ano nga ba yung unethical dito? Medyo makapal yung mukha ni sir, no? He got the merit due to his teacher writers. He burdened the teachers with work not related to teaching. He wants the exclusive benefits of the royalty of the deals. Or he had a modular lesson published when it was not worth publishing. And we know that the correct answer, of course, is letter A. He got the merit due to his teacher writers. That's the correct answer. So bilang guro, bilang principal, dapat po mayroon din tayong delikadesa. Dapat huwag tayong mag-claim ng gawa ng iba. Okay? So dapat mahiya naman si sir sa kanyang sarili, no? So dapat hindi niya kinukuha yung merit ng mga ginawa ng kanyang teachers. Okay? So the correct answer for 13 is letter A. Now we go to number 14. Miss Florence wants to help end Miss Cindy's act of immorality, but doesn't have the courage to confront her. What she does was to write and secretly distribute copies of an anonymous letter to her colleagues. What should have been done instead? This is still in Code of Ethics. Secretly give anonymous letters only to the people concerned. Letter B, talk to the married man with whom Miss Cindy is having an illicit affair. Letter C, if the charges are valid, present the charge under oath before her school head. Or letter D, ask a third party to write the anonymous letter to prevent her from being involved. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Okay, si Ma'am Jacqueline Moralde, sabi niya, sana ma-perfect din niya. 2 questions na lamang. Sabi ni Ma'am Eva, let's celebrate for improvement. Okay, so tama yan, Sir Nap. Yung 13, sabi ni Sir Nap, right to intellectual property. Tama. Okay, thank you, Ma'am Norhana. Sabi ni Ma'am Norhana, ito yung tunay na pagre-review. Dami ko talaga natutunan. Kahit mahina yung signal, okay lang. Oh, sabi ni Ma'am Christine, Sir Bluer than Blue, napapakanta daw siya kapag nakikita niya yung pangalan mong Bluer than Blue. Ma'am Grace, thank you po for your positive comments. They're still learning and growing. Yes, Sir Jeffrey, meron siyang tanong dito. Ma'am Mex, start na din po ba kayo ng schooling in August? Tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ba ang review? Abang-abang na lang po kami sa Grow or Gurong Pinoy page. Thank you, Ma'am Mary Ann Cabarles. Sir Efren, conditioning. Thank you. Yes, tuloy po yung aming klase. We still don't know if we are going to have face-to-face na klase or online pa rin. But of course, we are still going to continue your review. We're thinking, my husband and I we've discussed last night, and we're thinking na baka we would make your live streams. We would make our live streams twice per week. We might put it on Saturday night and Sunday night. So gagawin natin Sunday night and Saturday night in August pag bumalik na kami sa klase namin. Okay? So that means Saturday night in the Philippines, Sunday night, that would be Saturday morning, Sunday morning dito sa akin. Okay, now going back to question 14. Miss Florence wants to help end Miss Cindy's act of immorality, but doesn't have the courage to confront her. So again, this is still part of your code of ethics, and the correct answer, of course, is letter C. If the charges are valid, present the charge under oath before her school head. Now, bilang mga guru po, dapat wag tayong maging immoral. Okay, bawal na bawal po yan. Bawal na meron tayong mga nagiging illicit affair, no? Yung mga nakikipag relasyon tayo sa mga hindi dapat na maging karelasyon natin. So dapat piliin mo ng tama yung taong iyong makakarelasyon. Dapat walang sabit. Dahil pag merong sabit, of course, sasabit ka din sa iyong trabaho. Pwede kang iakusa, pwede kang mawalan ng trabaho, at pwedeng ma-revoke yung license mo. Okay? So dapat po ay mag-isip muna. Kaya nga sabi yung ating utak ay nasa ibabaw ng ating puso dahil dapat mas mananaig ang desisyon ng ating utak kaysa sa ating puso. Okay? So dapat mag-isip tayo, lalo na pinaghirapan natin ang pagiging guro. Gumugol tayo ng mahabang panahon para sa ating pag-aaral. And of course, we took time to have our review and to take the take the oath. So dapat tama din ang ating mga actuation. So tingnan nyo po yung ating code of ethics again na video. Nandun din po yung may mga sample Q&A din tayo ng mga common question in the LET. And isa na po itong question na meron tayo dito. Okay, so that's 14, letter C. Now we go to the last question. Maka-perfect kaya karamihan sa inyo? The principal is very much interested in a quality professional development program for her teachers. Which of the following should she consider to realize this? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 15? Mamarites de los Reyes, thank you for your kind words. Sabi ni Mamarites, sa'yo lang ako natuto ng marami. Thank you po. Okay, first time ko talaga maka-perfect ngayon. Good job. That's a very good improvement. Ma'am Antonia Pecayo. At saka friendly ang teacher, sabi ni Sir Efren. Pati sa chat, bakit? Yung iba po ba nangangagat? Sana ito na yung last exam, sabi ni Ma'am Mary Ann Cabarles, para makuha ko ng license ko. Okay, pag-pray po natin yan. Of course, we need to work hard para ma-reach po ninyo ang inyong goals. Wow, Sir Loreto, sabi ni Sir Loreto, Ma'am Christine, pag perfect mo daw, ililibre ka niya sa McDo. Sir Bluer than Blue, sabi ni Sir Bluer than Blue, Ma'am Christine, gusto mo kantahan kita, ma'am? May nangangamoy second love team dito. Sir Bluer than Blue, single po ba? Hindi tayo papabayaan ni Coach Mac. Tama po yan, Sir Nap. Oy, May request pa, Sir Bluer than Blue, Michael Bublé daw. Ma'am Antonia, thank you po. Excuse me. Sabi ni Ma'am Mirna Kasipong, maraming salamat ma'am. Nakapasok ako sa Grow. Marami akong natutunan kahit bago pa lamang siya sa Grow. Road to first time, maka-perfect. Ma'am Kazukari, don't invest in the wrong choice of love. Sabi ni Sir Loreto. Okay, so again, going back to our topic a while ago, no, yung August nga, dahil sa concern nga si Sir Nap, dahil baka bumalik na yung klase namin, kung online man or baka sakaling face-to-face, we're thinking we might make your live streams twice per week. So that's going to be on Saturday night, 7 p.m. and Sunday night, 7 p.m. Now, do you think 7 p.m. ba is too late na? Do you think it would be better if we make it 6:30 or maybe 6 a.m.? Because my plan is to make or to give you more items dahil nga 2 times per week na lang tayo. Right now, we're having 15 items for GenEd, 15 items ProfEd dahil nga 3 times per week tayo. But when it's gonna be in August, maaaring twice per week na lamang tayo sa Saturday night, Sunday night. I'm asking you again if 7 p.m. is too late or should we make it 6:30 or 6 o'clock? And I might be adding more items. So maaaring gawin kong 20 items for GenEd, 20 items for ProfEd para mas mahaba tayo to make up for the number of days dahil nga hindi na tayo 3 times per week. So twice per week na lamang tayo. Okay, so just give me your suggestions if 7 p.m. is too late dahil baka mas mahaba tayo, baka we might spend 3 hours for our live stream. Okay, now so many of you are commenting. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am Nenidhal for additional knowledge. Maraming salamat po. Ma'am Corazon. Thank you. Sabi ni Ma'am Corazon, very informative para sa katulad niya na nag-work at the same time nagmamasteral. Additional knowledge. Thank you very much. Sabi ni Ma'am Rosalinda Bonito, thank you. Sabi ni Ma'am Caroline, Sir Jeffrey, perfect na yan. Sabi ni Ma'am Christine, i-claim na daw. Kasi Ma'am Jacqueline, ganun din. Ramdam na din daw niya na makaka-perfect siya. Oy, Sir Bluer than Blue, Ma'am Christine. Sir Bluer than Blue daw ay very much single. Okay. Nangangamoy second love team. Sabi ni Sir Jeffrey, accidentally lang niyang nakita yung kauna-unahang live stream. So, destiny na makita nyo ito, sir. Thank you. Sabi ni Ma'am Yesa Porna. So, meron nagsasabi dito na 7 p.m., 6:30, 6 p.m. Naglalaan talaga ng oras, of course. Dapat po maglaan talaga kayo ng oras. Sabi ni Sir Jeffrey, thank you. Sabi ni Sir Mike Castillo, dami niyang natutunan. Oy, first timer, Sir Mike. Welcome po. 6:30, 6 p.m. Umuwi ako. Nasa state sa August. So, maaga ako magre-review. Sabi ni Ma'am Kasukari, saang state po kayo, ma'am? 7 p.m., 7 p.m. So, 7 p.m. sakto lang. So, sabi ng karamihan sa inyo, 7 p.m. is sakto lang. 6:30. Okay, so we will wait for the rest of your comments. Okay, so we will wait for the rest of your comment kung ano yung magiging time natin. Okay, but again, we are going to make it twice per week, Saturday night, Sunday night, and we are going to have more items. Okay, so para hindi natin malose yung mga items na malulose natin dahil nga less number of days tayo. 7 p.m. So karamihan 7 p.m. pa rin, no? So 7 to 10 or 7 to 9:30 tayo. Okay, now going back to the last question. Let's find out kung nakakuha ng perfect score karamihan sa inyo. Okay, the principal is very much interested in a quality professional development program for her teachers. Which of the following should she consider to realize this? Okay, ano nga ba yung i-consider mo bilang principal at gusto mo magkaroon ng professional development ang inyong mga guro? Is it letter A, required? Is it required for renewal or professional license? Responsive to identify teachers' needs, prescribed by top educational leaders? Or letter D, dependent on the availability of funds. Now, lahat ng ito ay i-consider natin dapat, of course, whenever we are making professional development programs. But saan nga ba yung pinaka-importante and which is also stated in our Constitution and the Code of Ethics? Okay, the correct answer here is, tama nga ba kayo? The correct answer is letter B, responsive to identify teachers' needs. So, depende sa kailangan ng iyong mga guro. Okay? Kung kailangan nilang more practice, more training sa computer, then yun yung ibibigay nyo bilang CPD sa kanila, bilang professional development sa kanila. Kung kailangan nyo ng practice nila, maaring sa personal development, kulang sila sa confidence, for example, then that would be your professional development. So, responsive sa identified na needs ng iyong teachers. Okay, so depende sa needs ng iyong teachers. Alright, good job. Marami sa atin naka-perfect. 29 out of 30, Ma'am Faith Manaog. 15 out of 15, Ma'am Rona Teves. That's for ProfEd. Congratulations. Ma'am Priscilla, 14. Perfect sa ProfEd. Congratulations, Sir Efren. 27 out of 30, Ma'am Mary Ann. 14 out of 15, Ma'am Norhana. Ma'am Lucilyn Cantila, 15 out of 15. 14 out of 15, Ma'am Dea. 26 out of 30, Ma'am Arlene. 15 out of 15, perfect first time, Ma'am Teresa Ladao. Okay, so 28 out of 30, Ma'am Nora. 29 out of 30, Sir Loreto. So isa lamang yung mali ni Sir Loreto, nasa GenEd kanina. Perfect score sa ProfEd, Ma'am Mary Ann Medina. Congratulations, maraming naka-perfect. Ma'am Buenafe, 28 out of 30. Ma'am Rafaela. Ma'am Corazon Manalang, 28 out of 30. Ma'am Chris Stefani, 28 out of 30. Ma'am Rona, 29 out of 30. 24 out of 30. Ma'am Norhana, 15 out of 15. Sir Efren, that's for ProfEd. Sir Bluer than Blue, 15 out of 15. Okay, so good job po sa lahat. Ma'am Antonia, nakaranas din ng perfect score, 15 out of 15. Ma'am Jeremy, 29 out of 30, 25 out of 30. Ma'am Dolores, okay, 29 out of 30. Ma'am Maylin, good job. 30 out of 30. Ma'am Christine. Okay, so congratulations. 30 out of 30 din si Ma'am Kazukari, San Francisco, sa California, si Ma'am. 7 p.m., Ma'am Juvelin, sabi, no? Okay, so 30 out of 30, Ma'am Dulce Calino. Ang daming naka-perfect ngayon. Very good. Ma'am Veronica Jones, 15 out of 15. 25 out of 30, Ma'am Rachel Abuela. Sir Mark, 25. Ma'am Mary Ann, 29. ProfEd, 14. Si Ma'am Mirna. Ma'am Lizelle, 27. Ma'am Christine, 25. Okay, very good. So, ang daming naka-perfect, ang daming very good yung score. Okay? So again, magkita-kita po tayo muli sa ating next live stream, and that's going to be on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Tuesday po would just be 26, 27, 28. Okay? So July 28 pa lamang po. So that's still part of July. So that means the last live stream that we have for the month of July will be on Thursday. But of course, the next time that we see each other will be on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Okay, so again, make sure that you are in front of your screens before 7 p.m. Okay, and make sure that you have, of course, your data or your load so that you can watch our live streams and you can continue growing and learning with Gurong Pinoy. Okay, so thank you so much for all of you. And I really feel satisfied that many of you are learning. I feel happy for your happiness and for your success. Ipagpatuloy lamang po natin. Don't stop, don't give up. We all know that you're all going to pass the LET in the coming LET, and that's going to be in next year. It might be in March. Okay, so don't stop. Continue believing that you can do it. Continue striving hard. Continue practicing. Continue going back to our YouTube channel. Check all of the videos that we have, in the previous videos that we have in our live stream, our playlist for GenEd, our playlist for ProfEd. Wag po kayong mag-stop to grow and to continue learning. So sa muli, ito po ang inyong gurong Pinoy na nagsasabing, sabay-sabay po tayong lahat, maliit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginhawaan. Maraming salamat po. Good night in the Philippines. Good morning here in the USA. Good afternoon sa ibang teachers natin na nandyan sa iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo. Good night po. Happy learning. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye!